Hello, my name is Casey Jackson. The story I chose to do my fiction presentation on was A Rose for Emily by William Faulkner. This story is divided up into 5 sections. It really helped me to read the story twice because there were parts that I didn't understand completely the first time I read it. The story begins by reminiscing on the death of Emily Grierson. The entire town attends the funeral because no one had seen or talked to her for 10 years. Emily's house is the only one in the neighborhood that hasn't been updated since the last era of time. The town's mayor suspended Emily's tax responsibilities after her father passed away. New town leaders take over and try to get Emily to pay taxes, but she refuses. In Section 2, the narrator talks about what took place 30 years ago, when townspeople were complaining of an odor coming from Emily's property. Emily's father had just passed away, and the man people thought she was going to marry had abandoned her. After the mayor heard many complaints, he decided to have lime sprinkled along the sides of her home in the middle of the night. Within a couple of weeks, the odor went away. After Emily's father passes away, women from the town come to Emily's house to give their condolences, but she states that her father is not dead. She kept this going on for 3 days. She finally confesses and gives her father's body over for burial. In Section 3, Emily becomes ill after her father passes away. The summer after his death, the townspeople hire workers to pave the sidewalks. Homer Barron is given the job and is later seen taking Emily on buggy rides. After this goes on for a while and rumors are spread, Emily goes to the drugstore and purchases a powerful poison. By law, she has to explain why she is buying it, so the package ends up on her porch labeled "For Rats." In Section 4, many of the townspeople are worried that Emily got the poison to kill herself. Many people are appalled by the thought of Emily getting married to Homer, so they ask a minister to talk to her. After the visit, the minister never says what happened and swears he'll never go back to her house. The minister's wife writes Emily's 2 cousins in Alabama who come to stay with her. After the cousins leave, Homer is seen going into Emily's house, and then no one sees him again. Emily grows old and her door remains closed to the townspeople. She closes up the top floor of the house. Nothing is heard from her until her death at the age of 74. In Section 5, Emily's burial takes place. After time passes on, the door to upstairs that hadn't been opened for 40 years is broken down. The room looks like time has frozen. There are items laid out for a wedding in a man's suit. Homer Barron's body is lying on the bed. There is a head indentation next to Homer's body and a long strand of Emily's gray hair on the pillow. This story's theme is very interesting to me. It is tradition versus change. Emily is stuck in her traditions, while the whole town surrounding her is evolving into something different. The town of Jefferson is continually changing, while Emily's house is staying exactly how it's been since she moved there. Emily could appear 2 different ways. One being she's a tradition herself. She chooses to live in the past, which people honor. But she could also be looked at as a burden to the community. Her house sticks out like a sore thumb, and many townspeople have complained about it. She refused to have metallic numbers put on her home for her address so she can receive modern mail. There are only 2 main characters in this story, which would be Emily Grierson and Homer Barron. Emily is seen as an outsider throughout the story. All of the townspeople think that Emily is mysterious. She took Homer's life because she didn't want him to abandon her. Towards the end of the story, the narrator calls Emily necrophiliac. Necrophiliac means a sexual attraction to dead bodies. Throughout the relationship, Homer controls Emily, so after she gives him the poison, she is able to be in control of him by refusing to give up his body. Homer is also seen as an outsider. The townspeople aren't very fond of him because of his failure to date and marry Emily properly. Homer says that he is not a marrying man. A Rose for Emily was very interesting, and I enjoyed learning more about it by doing this presentation. Thank you for watching.